up? Isaiah Studevant here, video marketing manager with Directive. Something I've noticed is that there's a lot of boring video content on LinkedIn, boring podcasts. And so we decided to resurrect a series from the Directive graveyard that I think did really well, and it's called Sour and SaaS. And so on this platform, instead of doing an hour-long podcast, because nobody wants to sit here and listen about B2B marketing for over an hour. And so we're going to make this a micro podcast, 15, 20 minutes, get right to the questions you really want to have answered, all while eating some of the most sour candies and things out there, and see if our guests can answer it. And I have the privilege and delight of a second round with bro, back to back, like we're going to cover Lethal Weapon. I'm here with the sales rapper, Zheng, bro. Say what's up.
Yeah. It's good to be here, man. Honored to kick off this new show series with you.
Yeah, bro. And I think no better person to kick this off with than you. I mean, I'm video marketing manager at Directive. I'm here to lead the way on video, and you're the dude leading the way in video marketing on LinkedIn, bro. Like, you literally have pioneered some of the craziest series, some of the coolest trends out there in B2B, and you're still going, bro.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, bro. So, I mean, how it's going to work, we're going to just go ahead and rip this bag open.
Let's do it.
And I don't recommend anybody doing this. I don't know how healthy this is. This might be an actual health risk. But I'm only doing...
I should have brought my Tums.
Bro, I got Saratoga water. So I'm going to let you pick.
All right.
You take the first one.
All right. So what we got here? We got some sour grapes, freshly frozen grapes, splashed with lemon juice and a sour candy coating. All right. Here goes nothing. Oh, this looks crazy.
Go ahead. Take it.
It's stuck together. I'm going to just do all three.
Yeah, let me do the first question. Oh, my God. Okay. So let's start with the big one, bro. You've built...
No, let them see my face.
Hold on. Oh, my gosh. So you've made a brand of yourself of doing something that most B2B marketers don't want to do, which is put their face on camera. Why do you think most companies and marketers are so afraid of video, and what's the actual cost of that fear in terms of pipeline and revenue?
The reason that marketers are afraid to do video boils down to two reasons. One is fear of the unknown, and two is fear of fear of failure. So part one, most marketers do not come from a broadcast background, a YouTuber, a creator, video professional background, right? In the evolution of a B2B marketer, all the roles and the job functions that they touch, historically, video has not been a part of that conversation. There's a lot of B2B marketers that are good at writing blog articles, at creating research reports, at SEO, website copy, etc. Right? The traditional skills, of which video, unfortunately, just hasn't been a big component of it. And more specifically, not just creating video for the company, but actually being on camera, right? So because it's so unknown for a lot of these marketers, they don't know what to expect going in, and that creates resistance. The second piece is because they don't know, I think there's a trend in B2B marketing where there's a prove it out and prove it out quickly or you're gone, right? And more traditional channels or strategies in B2B marketing, because it's been historically proven, marketers feel more psychological comfort and safety in doing those methods, and it's scary. If you take a risk, you invest and you commit budget to creating video, and I don't even want to say it flops immediately. Even if it might take 6 months, it might take a year to really get the flywheel going. And most marketers are afraid to commit to that. And a lot of it might not be their fault, right? Because that's just how the industry has set up expectations. Yeah.
So would you say that's the biggest objection that you hear when you come in and you're talking to some of these marketers or some of these companies and you're telling them, hey, you need to do LinkedIn content, you need to do video content. Like, what are some of the biggest objections that you're hearing from these marketers? Yeah, it's getting to you. I know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is a strong one. What's interesting is, as we've gone deeper into our niche, it kind of comes back and gets
I
you.
know.
They are very good though. I think the coldness, the frozen grape, it adds like a cool texture to it. But wow, that is a spicy coat or a sour coating. Sorry, where was I going with this?
The biggest
Yes.
objection you hear from marketers.
Yeah. Oh, I just got more of it. No, the biggest objection I hear is not. It's not anyone that is at the point of having a conversation with us. They understand the power of video, and they have some semblance of strategy of how they want to deploy it. So as we've gotten deeper, I hear objections less and less because we're self-selecting, for the segment of the market that is aware and addressing the need to do video. But I think a big objection, an objection I hear a lot, or I think is prevalent, is that we don't have the budget to do everything, right? Because I think there's this pressure that marketers place on themselves where they see different types of video being deployed, right? And that's, I think, the ultimate culprit is you need some marketers be like, okay, we got to do this podcast, and then we have to have product videos, and then we got to do we got to interview thought leaders in our space. Oh, what about testimonial videos? What about what recorded webinars? Are we clipping those? Short form content, long form content, website content, social media content. I think video, when you just say video, I think it's a bad way to think about it because all of these different types of video, they serve a different function and they all cost money and there's a different order of priorities on, if you don't have good customer testimonial videos, maybe it doesn't make sense to overinvest in high budget brand videos. Because what's the goal of a brand video? Okay, it's to drive awareness for your brand category, your problem, what have you. And then you capture, it's like Russian nesting dolls, right? Different videos serve different purposes to different people at different stages of the buyer journey. And I think the biggest mistake or objection I see is that, oh, we can't do this concept because we have to do this other type of video. So it's not really companies aren't doing video. I think every company now is doing some form of video. But the real important question is what kind of video are they doing right now? Is it right for where they are as a company?
1,000%. Yeah. At what stage of the funnel or where in the buyer's journey are you seeing the biggest opportunity and gap in video? Is it there's not enough top of funnel video, not enough middle funnel for consideration, not enough bottom of funnel with customer testimonials? Where are you seeing like the biggest gap in where people need to start plugging videos and putting focuses on?
Yeah, so I think there's a different answer depending on the type of company. So for a more mature company, I think the biggest gap in the lowest hanging fruit area of opportunity is to do brand video very well. I think some good examples out there. You look at a company like Air. They just got Bonnie Blue in a campaign. They got the Rizzler in multiple campaigns, right? Actually, every B2B company has the Rizzler in a commercial, it seems, in 2025. But the reason I say that for larger brands is that they have a budgetary moat, right? Because we have a smaller brand, an upstart, let's say, and going into a category, they're competitive because they could charge less, right? They're oftentimes either winning on price or they're winning on a stronger implementation, right? More hands-on onboarding. Maybe you're building custom features for your customers. When you have a larger company at scale and a mature revenue organization, that's harder to do across every single account. You'll still do that at the enterprise level, right? For your big logos, the companies are buying the most amount of seats. That makes sense. But for the average, your mid-market deals, your SMB deals, that's not happening. So how do you win? Is you win on brand, right? And because there's so few companies in B2B that are making high production value, memorable, high creative effort videos, that's the low-hanging fruit. On the other hand, if you're a smaller company, you might not have the budget to go and spend $30,000, $50,000 on a single video. right? And because of the aforementioned advantages, you can have a more hands-on customer experience. You can be more customized in your product offering and move quicker, right, than a larger organization. That's the advantage there. And that's a different story than let's just purely win on brand. Because if you have a small company, like I think a lot of people remember peak ZERP era funded SaaS, right? Pre-AI.
Yeah.
Everyone was spending a ton on influencers, on brand activations, sending people to Chainsmokers concerts, et cetera, right? And then born from that was the phenomenon, oh, I've heard your brand everywhere. We've seen your logo everywhere. We don't know what the hell you guys do.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a big mistake. That's how marketers get fired. So for a smaller company, I'd say focus less on the high concept brand videos and get your customer stories out. Because I would wager that the larger company, because they have a more mature marketing organization, some of those pieces are already there. If you don't have good user case studies or customer testimonials, and you're spending on brand videos, that might be less effective, right? Because you're diverting those eyeballs and the traffic somewhere, but then you're not set up to capture and convert. So it really depends on how robust is your existing marketing channels and existing video library on what is the best video for you. That was a long-winded answer.
I think it was a great answer nonetheless. I'm going to bust out this Saratoga sponsored by Ashton Hall. So that brings up a follow-up question, because you mentioned something really cool, and this is embarrassing that I can't open this on camera, but you mentioned something very important about influencers. So if you're a marketer, let's say a good size Series B, Series C company, you got a pretty good marketing team, but none of them want to be on video, or none of them are videogenic, I'll call it.
Yep.
And their first thought is, let's go get an influencer to build our influence and build our video. Like, is that a good play to start, or how would you, like, when should a company bring in an influencer?
I think there's a couple of use cases that are good times to bring in an influencer. The first one is, it also depends on, are you bringing in one influencer over time, or are you bringing in multiple influencers for a specific moment? All right, I think that's a very important question to ask. Some good use cases I've seen are when a company has a brand refresh, or a company has a new product they just launched and trying to get awareness out and adoption, right? So the influencer game's also changed a bit in that 2 or 3 years ago, when this was still very new, the number one criteria that companies evaluated influencers on was follower count, right? And then that slowly moved to engagement, impressions, right? And some of your vanity metrics. But then companies were realizing, man, we're paying these influencers all this money, but the campaign's not set up super great. We're sending some ChatGPT generated canned copy, and these creators are putting a hashtag brand partner, right? And it's going out into the void. There's not really a motion to measure success. There's not a way to capture activity, and don't even open the attribution can of worms, right? So that's one format, and there's some great companies out there right now, right, that are shout out to AJ and Ven and
My bros,
the creator folks, right, where they're coming in and adding an element of messaging support, right? It's not enough to just have, here's your talk track or your standard company messaging through the mouth of the influencer or through their posts, right? You have to relate it in context to who the influencer is, what their personality is, and what their audience looks like. Because I think the average viewer is pretty savvy, right? Like when you're scrolling on social media and you see something that's an ad, you can pretty easily tell when something's an ad. And that's fine, right? Because I think with influencers, their audience has an understanding, okay, this person creates content for a living, they got to pay the bills. So sponsored posts, brand deals, that's part of the game. But I think there's a difference between a low-level copy and paste versus higher effort, like, hey, let's actually try and make this valuable and relevant to their audience.
1000%. Okay. So, man, you got my mind bracing now. Oh yeah, let's get some more of these styles while I'm thinking. Because you mentioned something else about, let's not open up the attribution can of worms, but I think I want to open up that can of worms. So for you doing video for many of these companies, how are you justifying the cost of video? How are you justifying putting effort into video? What are some of the signals that you're looking for to communicate to marketers to say, hey, this is the early signals we're seeing that marketing is, or videos are driving towards the specified North Star metric that we agreed on?
There's a couple of metrics as I struggle with my taste buds right now.
Oh, this is crazy.
Again, I think this, it's fine, I'm giving it a lot of non-answers, but it's very nuanced, right? I think it all goes back to the application of that specific video. There's such a wide gamut of potential video types. Mm-hmm. Recall to me is very important. Is and I get this a lot in our business, is when I'm on a sales call with someone and someone references a video. What that tells me is some part of that message resonated and it stuck, and it influenced that our offer to be top of mind, and it influenced them showing up on that call, right? I think it's helpful to think of video in terms of touch points. In sales, and this is true for any content, text post, banger tweet, right, carousel, infographic, what have you, right? I think everything is a touch point. The beauty of video, though, is that it's more immersive. When you have a text post, someone might skim through it, or they'll put in their AI, and AI will write a comment for them, right? Video, it forces you to sit there using multiple senses, right? Your eyes and your ears. There's an audio component to it. I'm trying to think. I feel like I didn't really answer that question.
No, I mean, that's one of the big ones that I'm even looking for with video is, one, where are the touch points that we can track during the buying journey? Like, what are the different touch points? Like, did X amount of videos deploy to that person, and then does that affect sales cycle? And second, like you said, recall. Because there's going to be a lot of times when you open up the sales log, you open up a gone call, or you just look at the form field, and it's like, hey, that guy that does the videos for you, like, because I've heard it before, and it's one of those things, as a person who's focusing on video, it feels like you just won the trophy, like you just went back to back like Jordan 96, 97. Whoa. And so for me, I'm always looking at things like, are we getting mentioned in those gone calls? Yeah. Are we getting mentioned in those logs? But yeah, those are some things I would look for. Now, somebody's starting from scratch though, right? Yeah. Let's say, because I don't know, people are like, I'm not good on video, but somehow nobody in the company is good at video, according to them. How would you build something from scratch? Let's say they have the resources, the people, but they have no proven concept of making good video that either builds brand or builds pipeline. Where would you start? Where is the most fundamental places you would start? Would you start with the high production, or would you start to go low production and kind of prove the concept? Like, what are you seeing probably would be a great entry point right now?
Yeah. Before I dive in the weeds, I want to challenge the concept of good on video. I think it's a big mistake that people over-index on wanting to be good on video, because it doesn't necessarily translate to a good video. You can have someone that's not traditionally good on video. Maybe they don't have a confident voice, or they're not highly dynamic and bringing energy. It could still be a good video. And what I mean by that is, a lot of people measure video as what's a good YouTube video or what's a good TV program, right? But really what defines a good video is, does this video accomplish its goal and purpose? You could have very uncharismatic customers on case study and testimonial videos. It doesn't make it a bad video, right? If they're telling their authentic customer story, espousing the problem, how your company came in and brought a solution, it gets the job done, right? It accomplishes the goal. What makes a good video is, does it accomplish the goal that it was set out, that you had in mind when you set out to make that video? That's the only criteria that you need. Let's say you have a very technical product explainer video, right? And the engineer that you want to be the face of that video, they're not a slick talker. They can't drop bars midway, right? Make the viewer laugh. That's okay. I don't think the person who's watching that video to try and find out if that product has this support
Right.
For this API or what have you, they're really looking to be entertained in that moment.
Right.
In terms of where companies should start, I'd say this is universally true for any company that has paying customers that are happy. Testimonial videos, and the higher production quality, the better. And the reason I say that, this was not true 3 years ago. 3 years ago, you could have someone on a Zoom call on a webcam and it'd look authentic. But what's changed since then is there's 7, 8 different great generative AI platforms out there, a lot of them for free, right? And the power of low quality, low fidelity video has gone down and will continue going down as we see more generative AI. Because what's one thing generative AI can't do right now is it can't fake high quality, lifelike 4K, 8K video. So in some ways, that is like a signifier of authenticity, right? Anyone could prompt, give me a CFO looking person saying good things about this brand, prompt it in, upscale it, and you have something that looks better than a webcam video from 3 years ago. But people can tell because of the uncanny valley feeling that it's not genuine. But then you have multiple angles and you up the production quality, and then you're like, I'm looking at a real person. This is not AI. Yeah. So there's believability, I think, has become very important and will become more important in video going forward.
So you're telling me that because this is not AI generated, I should get like 1 million views, right? I'm kidding.
I wish.
Yeah, me too.
Let me just eat one of those now.
I feel like you're pleading the fifth on that one.
The fizzif.
The fizzif. These are terrible. Please don't do this to yourself. Oh my God. Okay. Oh. Ashton Hall saved me. All right. All right. So for you, because you said something really, really, I don't know if they caught it, but you were talking about all those brands that were doing some of the influencer plays, and it was like, man, we heard about you, but we don't know what you do.
Yep.
So how do you recommend, or how do you actually balance entertainment versus education? Because that's even something I'm working through, like trying to be the love child of education and entertainment, because I feel like a bit of us wants to move towards entertainment because the algorithm right now on LinkedIn is like, it's not valuing educational pieces. They're not getting as many views. But at the end of the day, it's like you said, a good video is it accomplishing the outcome? So how do you balance entertainment and education in videos?
You're going to hear a hot take?
I do.
I don't think you do. I don't think you can universally say, oh, if you a 65-35 ratio is the golden ratio for entertainment and education, and every company needs to do that. I think there's a lot of factors at play, right? How playful is your brand? For someone that's a little more tongue-in-cheek, you can have a higher percentage of education you can have a higher percentage of entertainment versus education. What is the persona and temperament of your ICP? That will have something to do with it. If you sell a SaaS solution to creators, that's going to look very different than someone who sells cybersecurity to CISOs. Tone is going to be completely different, right? Your upper bound of how entertaining you could get with CISOs might be the floor of how entertaining you can get when you sell to creators.
That's a great answer. You're really good at this. You've been on video. I see you've been on video for a while. So I guess this is a big question for people who want to get into video now. And I think the best time to start doing video content was yesterday. The second best time is right now. So for those who want to like get on the game right now, how long did it take you to start seeing the results from your video content for Eventshark and even clients? Like, what is that? and I know it's a nuanced answer, but like what are you seeing like from a time to value so people can at least have some type of anticipation or at least feel comfortable because they're thinking they have to get results in a month, but it's like, well, on average, we're seeing X, Y, and Z, kind of give them some comfort.
The first thing I want to say is it can be helpful to delineate between when you start seeing results from video versus when you're great at video. Those are two different things, right? Some people think that I have to get to where our video program is great so we can start seeing results. That's not true. You can start seeing results off of one video, right? It's just that's where there's a lot of uncontrollable variables.
Yep.
Right. And I think people set themselves up for failure when they conflate the two. Is okay. We're suddenly going to get good at video. That takes time, right? That's guaranteed to take time, and it's also a forcing function. If you're not great at video, you're not going to consistently see results from video. Seeing results from video, that's a bit more foggy of a timeline, right? That's where I would, I sell video. I would love to sit here and be like, 18 days, motherfucker. That's when you'll see the results, right? But it doesn't work like that. And also I think too is, you made this point earlier when you were filming your video. Is that define your success metric before you implement the strategy, before you commit the budget, before you start executing on the play.
So I think if I'm going to wrap up a really big question that might help somebody. So if someone's watching this and they've posted 10 videos and have 0 engagement, for you, what's the diagnosis? Where are they going wrong?
Where are they posting these videos?
Let's say LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Let's say they're head of marketing at a $30 million ARR B2B SaaS company with Series C funding.
Okay, and are they posting these on personal accounts or are they posting them on company pages?
Let's say personal, because they heard some LinkedIn false prophet talk about this stuff, and so they're like, I need to post I need to become the next LinkedIn guru.
Yeah. So my answer started with my follow-up questions, right? And I think this is the point. If the viewer walks away with one thing, is that if you want to be good at video, the most important thing is you have to learn the different contexts. And because the conditions are different every time. Let's say a video doesn't perform well on LinkedIn. It's on the company page. Well, chances are is that LinkedIn, the platform algorithm has moved towards a lot more of a pay-to-play method, right? So if they're not getting results off their company page, chances are that maybe the ad spend is off. Maybe the targeting is wrong, right? And if you're targeting the wrong people with your LinkedIn ads, you can't expect to get great conversion on those videos. If you're not getting views on the page, well, maybe you just haven't been posting videos long enough on the page. People don't expect that you're a media brand yet, right? So maybe you're not even showing up. And then that's where it can be helpful to think about paid, think about influencer distribution strategies. Because if you just post content on LinkedIn company pages, more often than not, it's not going to get views. And it's not because the videos are bad, but it's just you got to think about the whole picture. A lot of people, they get stuck on how can we make the best individual video asset, and they get a great output, and then there's no thought put behind the distribution of the content. Same thing with YouTube, right? Your video is not doing one on YouTube. It's a different reason than LinkedIn. It could be your thumbnail is not optimized. Your title and packaging, your description, the keywords that you're tagging aren't optimized, right? Your video itself, do you have a good hook in the video? Are you giving a viewer a compelling reason to keep watching? There's a lot of questions that you can answer, and all of these affect the performance of a video, unfortunately.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to put you on a lightning round. You got to eat one per question.
All right, let's do it.
And you only get 30 seconds to answer.
Let's do it.
Let's start off with the first one. Best tool or app for creating B2B video content on a budget?
Notes app.
Notes app?
The best tool is the easiest way for you to get ideas down on a paper. Because most people think, oh, I want to make a video. Oh, shoot, what should I make a video on? But as you're going through life, taking a walk, taking a shower, going to the gym, you have ideas pop in your brain all the time. Write those down. And then when you're ready to make a video, you have a whole list.
Notes app, I love it. Second question, get another one. So one video trend on LinkedIn that needs to die.
Jake's going to kill me. Day in the life videos.
Yo, Cooked his own co-founder is crazy. Third one, let's go. Vertical video or horizontal video for LinkedIn? Does it even matter?
Horizontal.
Horizontal? Really? Over vertical?
Easily over vertical. Right now. As of early November 2025, horizontal videos are massively outperforming vertical videos. And the reason for that is LinkedIn debuted the video feed last year, and everyone was getting cheap million impressions on Reels, right? Since then, they've restricted that format. So 99% of vertical videos going on to LinkedIn are just disappearing into the ether. And also, people go on LinkedIn, they're in a business mindset. And when you have a horizontal video, the watch time is longer. Right? Typically, those are longer videos. There's this term called dwell time. It's how much time someone's spending on that specific section of the page. So horizontal videos promote more dwell time than vertical videos on average right now.
Okay. Yo, you're really killing these. Next question. Advice for someone posting their first video on LinkedIn tomorrow. What's the one thing they need to get right?
Ooh, that one had extra. All right. Oh, my God. Okay. Someone posting a video on LinkedIn for the first time tomorrow. If you're posting it on your personal page, make sure you're not just, ooh. I don't know why that one was so sour. Make sure you're not just dropping the post and then, they call it post and ghost. All right, don't just throw up your video, upload it, and then disappear. LinkedIn incentivizes people to stay on your platform. Right, stay on their platform, right? Because they sell ads, they sell recruiter solutions, they sell Sales Navigator. They make more money when more people spend more time on their platform. You are the product. So spend some time on the platform. Go drop some comments on other people's posts. And then more importantly, make sure you have a follow-up video planned. If your video strategy is let me drop one video on LinkedIn and then evaluate my entire plan on if that video does well or not, you're not going to get very far.
I love it. Last thing, you don't have to do it. I don't know if you.
No, I'm doing it. No. We gotta do it right, man. I can't be making exceptions for myself.
Do you think you can rap
with one of these? Yeah. Of course I can rap.
I mean, they call you the sales rapper for a reason. Do you think you can turn into a marketing rapper real quick?
Let's do it.
How do we need to do this? What I need to give you?
Give me a beat and give me 5 words.
5 words. Okay. You get to pick the beat. I'll do the 5 words.
All right.
Let's see. Let's do Directive.
Of course.
Let's do video. That's what we were talking about today. Let's do podcast. Let's do demand gen. And then just for a little love I got to show, let's do Eventshark.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. You'll like this one.
Let's go. Oh, yeah. You turning into the marketing rapper right now.
That's right. It's raining money, Oklahoma City Thunder. The richest rapper 35 and under. Yeah. Yeah, Isaiah came in a podcast and he blessed it. Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn and unread the message because I got to get the paid ads and follow all my directives. I guess, yeah, you're not on the guest list. But really, though, sometimes I just been cruising through the city slow. And if I get the viral impressions on my LinkedIn, then every single buyer gonna be watching all my videos. They like, Zheng, you gotta stop that. Why you on this podcast? Why you and Isaiah in these chairs trying to talk trash? Yeah, you think you all that? Of course we are. Yeah, I give you marketing lyrics. These are more than bars. I used to do the sales rap. I used to do real rap. That's something that I failed at. It's okay, yeah, because I'm on the wagon. It happened, and I tapped in, went from sales to demand gen. You had to do it, yeah. Man, I'm too stupid. I might spit all my feelings out. I remain toothless. That was way more than my 10th bar. And if you want a good video production, hit up Eventshark.
Let's go. Let's go. I don't know what better way to kick off a video series than to have Sour, SaaS, and bars from Zheng.
That's right, man.
Yo, appreciate y'all for tuning into Sour and SaaS episode 1. We just resurrected it from the grave. Let's go.
Let's go. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, bro,
and
of
if you're
course.
watching this, as always, like, comment, subscribe.
And go do your first video.
Yeah.
We'll catch you next time.